For my First Amendment research paper, I decided that I was going to talk about something to do with criminal justice because that's the field that I'm going to be going into in college. Because I'm entering the law enforcement field in college, I chose to do a topic that had to do with law officials. My main idea, or my question per se, is should the recording of law officials be considered legal or should it be considered illegal under the freedom of the press? In my opinion, recording of law officials can go both ways. When the police are doing the recording, it does save their own butt and it protects them against false accusations. Yet it interferes with the privacy of the victims. When it comes to the public recording police officials, I find there to be basically absolutely nothing wrong with it. They're just people are trying to save other people and just protecting other people from wrongdoings in the public. One of the databases that I was working off of is CQ Researcher. They had a article that actually worked pretty well for me. And that article was called Policing the Police, and Kenneth Jost wrote it. And he kind of explains the whole controversy now with with recording police officers and police officers recording people and sorts of things like that. Recording police officers or police officers doing the recording falls under the First Amendment because it does have to do with freedom of the press. And by freedom of the press, it doesn't just mean like people who are important when it comes to recording things like magazines or newspapers or anything like that. It can be anybody, any kind of photography, audio, videoing, anything like that. With the freedom of the press, you have the right to circulate opinions without censorship by the government. And by censorship, I mean that they can't suppress they can't suppress what they consider to be unacceptable parts. The Ninth Circuit recognized the First Amendment, the right to film matters of public interest, and then it's all legal either way you look at it because of the freedom of the press. Either some people may think that it should be illegal, some people may think that it shouldn't be illegal. There's no reasonable expectation of privacy in the public. The public's concerns and interests are because of the fact that the law officials are employees that are kind of paid for from taxpayers, so people feel that they should have a say in different things like that. One of the controversies now is body cameras that police are actually wearing because they feel that other people are turning them in for things, so they should be able to do the same and record different situations in order to save themselves when they're being falsely accused about. It's also an invasion of privacy is where that whole controversy is coming from, because if a police officer comes into your house and that he really has no reason to be there without a warrant or anything like that, he has a camera on the front of him that can look inside of your house, which is where the privacy part comes in. I've found a possible court case that I could use, and that's United States versus Jones. And it's kind of basically, it just talks about how the surveillance doesn't violate our present understanding of a reasonable expectation of privacy. And it also talks about physical trespassing, which is a type of privacy violation of particular constitutional concern. The Ninth Circuit case involved a physical intrusion in place subject to the greatest Fourth Amendment protection, which is your house. Whether it became something other than a trespass and sufficient grounds to authorize invasive surveillance, because the suspect unknowingly admitted the undercover officer into his home is another question that may be for Supreme Court consideration, but it's different things like that. Narrowed down, it just interested me within the whole police officer thing and everything else like that, and the freedom of the press, and it kind of also does fall under the freedom of the speech and censorship. Therefore, this is the conclusion of my oral presentation.